Israel, Tel Aviv, and then met up with lots of folks, family, friends. It's going to be a great time in Israel. We can't wait.
We made it.
Guys, we made it here to Israel, and we are just enjoying this weather. It is sunny and beautiful. We met up with the rest of the crew. The family's here now, and it's going to be a great time. I'm excited just to spend some time seeing all the sites where Jesus walked, and as well get to spend time with Tyler, Jackson, and all the bros, all the rest of the fam. So y'all are going to have fun on this trip with us. We've made it to our hotel for the night, and we've got an early morning now. This is gonna be like totally different than our last deal. We're on a bus with our family, friends, and so it's gonna be a lot of just hitting the road early, like 6:30.
It's gonna be scheduled. Before we were our own tour guides pretty much, and now we're gonna be going along with the group, which will be nice. We don't have to plan.
It'll be really nice.
Just show up and eat, show up and take the bus.
Yeah. Well, we are finally here. There is Jerusalem. Isn't that amazing? So here is the Garden of Gethsemane.
So we're here at the Garden of Gethsemane, which is where Jesus prayed before he was crucified. And so we all just spent a few minutes here praying. This boy finally went to sleep. He's not used to sleeping in the carrier, so he's been a little upset, but finally he's out. So anyway, we're overlooking Jerusalem in the Garden of Gethsemane. Pretty incredible.
So these trees right here in the Garden of Gethsemane were here at the time of Jesus. You can see those roots. Guys, to the left here is Mount Hebron. Where
Was.
I mean, it is, baby.
Well, it's a wall now, but
Yeah, well, it is still a mount though.
okay.
But
What happened there?
that's where Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, and of course the Lord, as we know, told him not to. He was just checking his obedience to him. And as well, this is where I guess it would have been Herod's temple was as well, and that's why what it looks like now. They made that mountain into put pretty much walls around it, made it a box, filled it in, and here we are.
That was pretty incredible. So we just happened to walk up on a celebration. There's a boy that just turned 13, and that was his bar mitzvah celebration. So yeah, that was pretty cool to get to just experience that. It's quite the celebration over here. Jed found a Coke.
We are currently at Temple Mount right now. Here's the group behind us. You'll see the Dome of the Rock is right over here. So yeah, it's very interesting that it's the most holy place for both Muslims and Jews. They both have their respective meeting places. The Wailing Wall will be over here. But yeah, just a very interesting place, and a lot of historical significance for, especially us as Christians, Jews, and Muslims alike.
This is the pool of Bethesda. This is where the lame man was sitting, and Jesus healed him. And he was paralyzed, and then Jesus told him to get up and walk. So It's really cool. People would come and sit by these pools for healing, and this is where it happened.
We're currently here at the Museum of Israel. You get to learn a lot about the Israel history, who had taken it over at certain times. And it's very interesting because each city wall, there is multiple throughout the city. Some have been excavated and stuff. And so you can see behind me, full replica of Jerusalem. We are here at the tomb of Jesus this morning, and we don't know if it's a tomb of Jesus, but it's a tomb that could have been the tomb of Jesus. We at least know it's empty, which is, you know, a good sign. So that's promising that it could be the tomb of Jesus. It's beautiful, and it's in a garden, which we know that Jesus was buried in a garden. Tomb of, what was the guy's name again? Joseph of Arimathea. Yes, we read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They all talk about the garden tombs. So, did you buy it? Very interesting. So there's a lot of questions about.
That's what it said on the scripture. I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about where Jesus was buried, but we know it was a garden first off, and we also know that Joseph of Arimathea, from the Bible, we know he was a wealthy man because he had a garden tomb, which was not common. It was a wealthy thing. People that were wealthy had that. So there's a good chance this could be it. Very nice. Probably kept up well. I don't know. We'll see. So they think this is possibly where Jesus was crucified. This is the skull right around here. It's now currently a bus station, but there's a good possibility that this is where our Savior was crucified. Behold our God, seated on his throne. Come let us adore him. Behold. This is where they think when Jesus was brought to Caiaphas, the high priest, he stayed the night probably in this, somewhere in here.
It's like a
maybe
prison.
In the dungeon. But yeah, the religious leaders had their own prison. Well, we arrived in Bethlehem and we're walking to a field, a sheep field, where shepherds would watch their flocks at night. Literally at night. I don't know. But it's kind of interesting area. We moved from Israel to the West Banks is where we are currently, which is Palestine. And so we had an awesome meal. All you can eat, like lamb, chicken, hummus. What's that bread? Pita bread. It was good. It was good. So now we're just walking to the field. Currently singing Christmas carols on this shepherd's field, which is over there. You can't see it, but there's shepherd's fields right there. Right here. Oh, nope, that's Johanna. She's not shepherd field. It's hard to point. We're here in the Valley of Elah, where David fought Goliath. When David arrived, the Israel was on this side, and the Philistines were over here, on two different mountains. And he went down to fight because they would be on different mountains, and then they would come down, which they didn't end up going down, of course, fighting. But when he came down to fight Goliath, he came down here to this creek and picked up 5 smooth stones. And we know he only had to use one of those stones with a slingshot, struck Goliath in the temple, and he fell down on his back. Victory was then won by the Israelites as they went and conquered and defeated the Philistines. So, very interesting story. And Katie's around here somewhere. We're gonna grab 5 smooth stones. Better be smooth. And I'll probably take them back home. Maybe give some away. Maybe keep them as a collection. Very awesome story though. And it's just amazing to see this. Babe, did you find your smooth stone?
Just dropped one of them. Are these smooth?
That's not really smooth, but I mean, that's good for skipping.
What's smooth? I'm like thinking flat.
Probably like, no, because he'd have to swirl it in his...
I mean, this would get the job done.
Yeah, but it would be hard to put in a slingshot and swirl around, right?
Oh no.
Probably more like something like this bad boy. Look at that one. If I was...
a literal rock.
Think about that. Let me see. This is where you hit him. Whammo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would have killed Goliath more than where's your...
I think.
Think about that.
Yeah,
Pick your weapon.
That
That'd have been a little rough. That'd have been a little rough trying to kill
It
Goliath,
stuck
but...
into his forehead, so it had to be pretty small.
No, he had a big
What
forehead.
if he was skipping
Oh,
rocks?
true.
He had a
True.
huge forehead.
True. His forehead was
Well-
pretty... Are you taking that thing home?
This bad boy.
It wasn't him though, it was God.
And this
So
is the
it
reason
could have
why-
even been this size.
No.
Hey, this is the reason why Katie doesn't do the fighting.
I know. This, he had a big forehead, so it's probably about that big.
No, it's probably like this.
That big? Mackenzie, you think that big? He had a big old forehead. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that big. Okay, we made the mistake of hopping on the Shabbat elevator
Well,
and stopping at every floor.
yeah, you don't have to press any buttons. It opens at every floor so that they don't have to do any work. There's the 5th floor. 4 more to go.
We're currently near the Dead Sea. Right? Tell us about it.
I don't know where we are, but it's very dry, and we went down like 2,000 feet. So it's totally different, warmer here.
And this is where they found the Dead Sea Scrolls.
We're here at En Gedi, which is where it's believed that David hid in the caves from Saul when Saul was trying to kill him. And there was a little spring. We didn't make the hike, we just walked a little bit on the trail, saw the caves, and now we are taking a break here with our little treats. Hey, bud.
Stuart loves the birds.
He loves birds. He's like watching them and so excited. But yeah, it's very much, the weather is very nice here. It's a lot warmer, which we appreciate.
You wear short sleeves. We are at Masada right now. We ate some lunch, and now we are heading up to this mountain up here. We hop on a tram car and go on up.
Checking out of this Jerusalem hotel, and today we're headed to Galilee. Galilee.
Well, we're in the bus here, about to head to the Sea of Galilee area. We stopped by the Road of Jericho. Everybody else is hiking up the mountain, going to see the trail. It's very steep, dangerous. There's these guys that just sell stuff called Bedouins. Literally, they will put the whatever on you, scarves, whatever, the head things on you, and like
Try to get you to buy it.
oh, they will.
These tourists are being gullible.
right here was the spot where Gideon and his troops drank from the spring, and those that lapped, like with their face in the water and drank, were sent home, and the ones that drank out of their hand, like that, were the ones that they sent home. The ones that they sent home were the ones, whoever drank with their hands like this, were sent home. And so this is the exact spot. The other army was over here at that point. Gideon's army was on this side in the valley. And anyways, it was very interesting. I may have to lap like a dog with drink in my hands. The boat behind us here was during the time of Jesus. They call it the Jesus boat mainly because of that. It was the exact time when he was around.
I don't know if he actually was on this boat.
There was 12 different types of wood though. So
Yeah,
12 disciples? No.
They preserved it like as well as they could, but this is only gonna last for 150 years before they have to find some other better way to preserve it than what they have right now.
Yeah. It'll disintegrate, but it's amazing. It's
For being
very
2,000
old.
years old, I mean, it still looks like a boat.
And wood. Like wood normally doesn't last very long at all, so that's amazing. About to go on a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee, and it's gonna be pretty cool. It's interesting, even though this is, they call it a sea, but it's actually a lake. Really, if it was in the United States, it'd be a lake. But the waves are very similar to like sea. They can get pretty crazy.
Jesus calms them.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many things happen on this sea. Because it was the main sea around here. Jesus fed the 5,000 and the 4,000, right?
Yeah, well, around here, yes.
Around here. He calmed the sea. And he walked on the water out here. This is the Red Sea. Haha.
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
And then they also had the fishing miracle on the sea here as well, where the disciples, they, I think it was Peter and John, right? They were supposed to throw the nets on one side and the other, and they had a miracle of like mini fish that they caught,
Yeah.
mini fish that they caught here
It
because
really
of
makes the
obedience.
Bible come to life when you read it, and then you look outside and you just see the place where it happened.
Yeah, you're the bird lady. What do you see, True? Babe, where's the boat ride gonna take us? Capernaum. So we were just in a small spot over there where Jesus' boat was, and the boat ride takes us from there to Capernaum, which is not too far away.
Wow, it's a perfect day for a boat ride.
The synagogue was where Jesus came many times to in his ministry. Capernaum was like his headquarters. A lot of miracles were done in Capernaum, and so we know for sure he was in this not temple, in the synagogue. We know for sure he was here. It's interesting. The centurion soldier. He was like the captain of the centurion band. He healed his servant, and we know the story from the gospel accounts. But it was said that he had actually built this temple in the scriptures. That he had built he had built the synagogue for the Jewish people, and he was very much loved by the Jewish people because of his givingness as a Roman soldier. He gave a lot to the Jews, and so Jesus ended up healing his servant from that. And so yeah, it's very interesting that this is actually from the time of Jesus. Just amazing. This house back here was the house of Peter, apostle, or Saint Peter, to some would call him apostle or Saint Peter. Anyways, the house of Peter. We know that Peter lived here mainly because there's just a lot of history behind it. The Byzantines actually built a church here way back in the day, and they expanded it. It was one of the first home churches for the people of Israel because they were being persecuted by the Romans in Capernaum, and so they would actually meet in other homes. And this one specifically was used because they knew it was only for worship. And when they went back and excavated it, it was not used after really much after Peter's death, and it was used then for just meetings with a church. What a view!
This is probably the highest we've been so far.
Yep.
Just ask my calves, they feel it.
Yeah, you feeling okay?
Oh yeah.
Preggy pop.
It wasn't very steep, but it was just like enough of an incline to burn my calves.
Is Daddy really going
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Wait, Daddy went on that hike down?
That's what Josie said.
Apparently
Wow.
it's more of like a rock climbing. Well, they have handles. You're like opposite of climbing. Working your way down the mountain.
Wow. Yeah, so a group is going down and hiking down. It's like rocks climbing down. And then there's a group of us that are going to go down to the bottom and meet them just a quarter of the way up or something.
This is
So.
Mount Arbor, right, Jordan?
No idea.
Sounds right though, doesn't it?
Did he say anything about it? You were the last ones up.
And this is the Sea of Galilee right there. So we're here at the Sea of Galilee, and behind us is the spot where they think may have been where Jesus like fed the 5,000 or the Beatitudes. One of them. It's very amazing. You can actually have one man stand right there, and everybody, you see them, they'll spread out over the mountain over here, and you can hear Joel speaking to everybody. It's very amazing. So we're not sure if this is a spot where he had the Beatitudes, but it's pretty neat. Babe, we're at the Jordan River.
We are. Some people from our group / family are going to get baptized. So it's going to be really neat to watch.
Spirit, bearing likeness of his death, raised to walk in newness of life. Every time I want to get deeper. Holy Spirit, bearing likeness of his death, raised to walk in newness of life. Bearing likeness of his death, raised to walk in newness of life. Bearing likeness of his death, raised to walk in newness of life.
This is the spot where they think Jesus may have, when he healed the demonic man, we know that he threw the spell or whatever on the swine, and the swine went over a cliff and into the water. So they think this is probably the spot. It was the closest one to the water where there was a cliff, and it would have made sense. It could have gone in there. But anyways, it's very interesting.
We're here at Nazareth Village, which is a village that they recreated to look pretty much identical to what Nazareth would have looked like. So far we've seen like the wine press, and then Truett got to meet some sheep.
He was so scared.
Yeah,
You liked him at
he
first.
didn't like them. But it's pretty cool walking around here. I guess that would be like their vineyard over there. So they have made it look like basically a replica of what the village kind of would have looked like. And Jesus grew up about 5 to 10 minutes from here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And this is our last day in Israel. We fly out tonight.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
But we
Really
are
enjoyed it.
ready to be home, all of
This
us.
kid's ready to be home too. He's
been a-
like done.
He's been a trooper, but yeah, it'll be good to be home sweet home.
Well, our last site in Israel is Caesarea Philippi, and this is right on the Mediterranean Sea. At this spot was where Paul, he stood before Agrippa, and he actually was able to share Christ with Agrippa, and King Agrippa said, "Almost thou convinced me to be a Christian." And Almost, but
Not quite.
not quite. But it's very interesting. It's right here on the sea, and so you've got a beach on one side, and then like a amphitheater on the other. It's like all these ruins here. So, Katie, you ready to head on home?
I've never looked forward to a 13-hour flight this much.
I think we're all done. Truett's having a good time right now. He's doing okay. So
It's been a trooper, but we are all about spent.
yeah,
But it's been an amazing trip, both Italy and Israel. Grateful we got to do this together.
it's been so much fun. Well, guys, this is where we sign out. We are heading home. We arrived at the airport. It took a while.
It was a nightmare.
But we made it through.
We made it, and this little boy is amazing.
He
Hopefully
is.
he's gonna sleep.
We kept him up so he could sleep, and it's 11 o'clock p.m. and we arrive at 8 a.m. It's a 12-hour flight, so there'll be a little bit of a time change, so that'll take some getting used to, but praise the Lord, we made it here. Thank you guys for watching these 2 awesome, crazy trips, and we look forward to doing much more of this in the future.
In a while.
In a
After
while.
long break.
Clap for us. Yay, thanks for watching, guys.